Hi, I'm Kathleen Frazier, and happy Mother's Day to all our moms out there. Welcome to our first virtual Mother's Day celebration for Place of Hope. I'm sure if you're like me, being a mom is one of the proudest moments of your life and the proudest hat that you've ever worn. I remember when I brought my first home from the hospital, I put him in his crib, stared at him and thought, well, now what do I do? Through many trials and errors, and as time went on, I did gain more confidence. In fact, so much confidence that I had 3 more. I think nothing can compare and prepare you for the feeling of snuggling with a newborn, or watching him take his first steps, or walking across a graduation stage or down a wedding aisle. Your joy is immense, your love is bottomless. I think what Jackie Kennedy has said is right. She said, if you bungle raising your child, then nothing else much matters that you do in your life. And I think being present is what's important, not being perfect. Being present, mattering, and being there. And I think that's a vision and mission of Place of Hope that first attracted me to them almost 20 years ago now. They're present for the children, they are there for the children, and the children matter, and the children feel that. So on this Mother's Day, this special Mother's Day, I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all our cottage moms, to all our foster moms, and to all the children in care at Place of Hope. And to you, have a wonderful, healthy, happy, safe Mother's Day. Thank you.
Motherhood is beautiful and unmatched. It is irreplaceable and full of purpose. Motherhood is for the biological mothers, the adoptive mothers, the foster mothers, the mothers-to-be, and all of those who indirectly and directly support the children and youth at Place of Hope, impacting children all over the world with unconditional love. Her warm smile when you feel like you're falling apart, her hugs that cure all of your worries, her abundance of help on your school projects, her encouraging prayers that guide your steps, her still voice that inspires bravery and confidence into your future. Moments of motherhood are not easily forgotten. These are the moments when you dance in the kitchen, sing out loud to songs in the car, incur sleepless nights, have dessert for breakfast, and take endless amounts of photos. But most of all, becoming the mother to the children who need you most, their biggest fan, their greatest blessing, their best friend. Happy Mother's Day to all of our amazing mothers and supporters at Place of Hope, the biological mothers, the adoptive mothers, the foster mothers, and the mothers-to-be. We love you. Well, good morning, and thank you so much for having me with you this morning. My name is Megan McRoberts. I'm a reporter over at WPTV News Channel 5 here in the West Palm Beach area. It is my honor. I am so pleased to be here this morning to introduce you to a local nonprofit that is just doing incredible work in our area for our community's most vulnerable people. That's our foster children, our homeless youth, and even young victims and survivors of human trafficking. I have to say, given my line of work, we often see the worst of humanity and the best of humanity. So it's always so wonderful when we get a call from Place of Hope, like we have over the years, to showcase the incredible work that they are doing to help these young people who are put in often horrible situations at no fault of their own. But Place of Hope steps in, they surround them with love, they provide them with the resources and support that they need to be successful in life. And we are so grateful to Place of Hope for the work that they do for these young people. Now, leading this organization ranked #1 in the state of Florida by Charity Navigator for its category. I'm pleased now to introduce you to the founding CEO and board member, Mr. Charles Bender.
Well, good morning and welcome to our celebration of motherhood, Brunch for Hope. We're so thankful that each of you are joining us today from your living rooms, from your family rooms, with your friends and your families. And I'm going to ask you to please take out your phone right now and get this link out to all of your friends and all of your colleagues everywhere so that they can join us and enjoy as well. This is our first ever virtual event. We've never done it before. We're excited about it. We're sad in some ways we can't have our regular events, but we're so excited that we've been able to pull off this virtual event. I can't even believe I'm saying virtual event right now today, but we're all in a different boat right now. We're excited that our team has rallied and that you are out there following us today with your generosity and your time. I want to give a shout out and a special thanks to Will and Kelly Fleming for being our tech sponsors today. We couldn't have done it without you guys. We know you're watching, and we thank you for being a part of it in such a big way. I also want to thank my amazing team, Monica and Lisa and Jamie, and the entire team has just come together and put this thing together and without having any experience in this, and we brought the best people in, and so thank you guys for your leadership and your excellence. This truly is a crisis we've never seen before. It's unprecedented. We're all navigating it together, but so are all of the charities, not just Place of Hope, but many other charities that need our help. These are different times, and they require different efforts. Many of our spectacular events, as you know, have been canceled or postponed. And if you've been to our events, you know they're tremendous fun. You also know that they bring in critical operating dollars for the 340 kids and young people and families in our care every day. So today is particularly important for us. We thank you for engaging, and you know that these kids need us. And together we can provide for them in a very real way today. And people are already starting to give, so we're excited about it. Those of you that have been to our events, any of our events, you know that we always like to start off with prayer. So we're going to have a word of prayer this morning. I want to introduce you to Todd Mullins, the senior pastor of Christ Fellowship, who is my friend, my mentor, and one of our board members.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining us today for the celebration of motherhood. My name is Todd Mullins, senior pastor of Christ Fellowship Church, and it's so great that we can gather together to support the children of Place of Hope. I want to open our event today in a word of prayer. Would you join me as we pray together? Father God, we thank you for this day that we come together to celebrate motherhood, to celebrate the children of Place of Hope. I pray your blessing on each person gathering today, and I pray your blessing on the children under our care. It's in Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Good morning, South Florida. Thank you for joining us. They say challenging times call for creative solutions, and as Charles said, today we're getting creative. Looks like we've got folks logged in from the Treasure Coast all the way to the Keys, friends and supporters and people that love and understand the work of Place of Hope. Today we're going to share some of the programs at Place of Hope, give everybody out there an opportunity to win some great auction items and participate in some of these programs. Friends, we hope you're registered, but there's plenty of time to do so. If you are, you can text the item number you're bidding on and the amount you're bidding to 76278 at any time. If you're not registered yet, just go to www.brunchforhope.com www.givesmart.com. Once you're registered, you can text from your mobile device the word give and any amount. You can make a one-time commitment, or you could stretch your commitment out monthly over the course of a year. Once again, thank you for tuning in. Friends, one of the programs we're talking about today is going to be our family-style foster care. What does that mean? Well, it's easy for me to explain because I've seen it for the last 15 years. I remember the first day Trish and I walked in one of the cottages. We saw kids at a dinner table. We saw family photos on a refrigerator. We saw report cards and teacher reports with little stars, both gold and silver. And we saw vacation photos. We fell in love with the work of Place of Hope. We understood what the house moms and house dads did, and we understood the futures that were changed, the lives that were built by this organization. This is your opportunity to be part of that mission. If you feel compelled at any amount to participate in our family-style foster care program, just text GIVE and that amount to 76278. Friends, today all the giving is doubled. From our emergency response fund, if you give $1,000, that becomes $2,000. If you give $2,000, that becomes $4,000. If you give $10,000, that becomes $20,000. Every dollar matched. I see numbers coming in now, $100. Gloria Justine, that $100 becomes $200. Don Bassett, thank you, thank you, thank you. Keep them coming. $500. Charles Gableman, that $500 becomes $1,000. Thank you, Charles. And now please welcome back Charles Bender.
So Neil referred to our unique foster care model on our Paxson campus. Well, that's where it all started, for those of you that don't know. Over 20 years ago, God birthed a vision in the heart of Donna Mullins, our founder and board member. A few years later, the mission for abused children, large sibling groups, and other hard-to-place foster youth was launched. I will never forget, I was there, and I was sitting in my office when little Michelle, 5 years old, showed up in a blue, rusty, old, white smoking shelter van from another organization in town. We were just opening. We were going to be her first consistent placement in the foster care system. So the shelter van pulled up. I got up out of my chair. I looked out the window, and on her own, forced into a degree of dependence, she had to grab her little pink suitcase with Disney characters on it, and she had to get out that door of the van by herself and start wheeling her little suitcase in toward us. Well, we met her on the sidewalk that day, and that was the birth of Place of Hope that day. And just weeks later, the other part of the vision and the mission came to fruition when her siblings joined her in her cottage. Since that day together, we have been able to together serve more than 12,000 young people, abused children, human trafficking victims, and homeless families together. It's been absolutely amazing to touch the lives of these fragile children, and thank you for being a part of it every step of the way with us. A few years later, we realized we needed to do something about the older youth and the older siblings that were going to be aging out of the foster care system. Some of you have heard that term, aging out, emancipation. Well, it's very real, but we had to do something about it. We had an idea. We knew what to do. We knew we had the expertise among us to do it. We knew how to do it, how to go about it, but we didn't have the resources. And as God would have it, two families stepped up and approached us and said, what are you going to do with these young people when they age out of foster care system? Where are they going to go? They need that bridge, don't they? He said, they absolutely do. We want you to help us do it. And from that day was birthed Villages of Hope. So check out this video and this testimony.
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear Teresa. Happy birthday to me.
I am Teresa Peak, and I am the director of Villages of Hope, which is a transitional living facility for emancipated foster youth and other homeless youth in need. Villages of Hope provides an independent living residential support and essential life skills development. Our vision is to guide youth in developing their God-given potential by mastering the life skills necessary for successful independence. I really like to think that we strive to build hope rather than despair in the lives of the young people that come through our doors. It is our goal to not only see them come through our doors one way, but leave productive, that they might give back to society another way. I have so many wonderful stories that I could share that I can possibly take up all of the time, but I won't. But I will share two stories that are very near and dear. One that comes to mind now is one of my young ladies who recently became a homeowner. But not only did she become a homeowner, she, the day before, received her bachelor's degree from one of our wonderful supporters, Frank Freon and Laura Freon, with the Freon Scholarship from Everglades University. I'm very excited to say that she received her bachelor's degree one day and turned around and became a homeowner the very next day from Habitat for Humanity. I'm so excited for her because she just came and visited me just the other day to give back. Not only was she able to become a manager in her job in which she's working, but she's also excelling to go back to school to work on her master's. I am so excited that she had an awesome opportunity while being here in our care with wonderful supporters like yourself, that came back and gave, whether it's with tutoring, whether it was with mentoring, giving of your financial support, giving of your time, your love. She comes back often to talk about the love that she received in our care. So it's with that I am so excited to say that I am very, very glad for Cartiana and those that have come along with her through the doors of Place of Hope. Here we have our wall of success. Our wall of success is those that have come through our doors, being one that have stayed in our apartments, but now they're living in their own Habitat for Humanity home. I am so excited for all of our residents, whether male or female, and I am excited to say that we have not only male, but we have our first female, and then we come along with our second. I'm so proud of these young people that as they leave here, they come one way, but they leave here another way, whole, healed, and happy. Thank you.
We call her T. If you know her, she's a blast. She's full of love and joy. She's the epitome of a caring mom. She guides, she motivates, she inspires, and sometimes she's a little stern, but that's what makes up those success stories. And we love success stories, and there's success story after success story at Villages of Hope. She mentioned 3 homeowners. We actually have 5 Villages of Hope graduates that are Habitat for Humanity homeowners. We've got graduates going to law school and with master's degrees and engineering degrees, master plumbers, and so much more. All because of the love and guidance, the caring. Because of you, they have that future. Contrast that to being 18 years old and walk to the door with a hefty bag with all your worldly possessions, maybe ending up under a bridge or homeless. That's what Place of Hope, and that's what these programs do. Once again, we hope everybody's registered. If you are, you can bid on your computer. You can bid on your mobile device. You can text GIVE in any amount to 76278. And we're going to talk a little bit about the programs at Villages of Hope. Friends, when you donate to this program, you're supporting transitional living. You're helping give a future to former foster youth, homeless families, homeless young adults. You're giving them independence, stability, development, and direction. Your dollars are doubled and go toward education, enrichment, and life skills. I see Barbara Kipp just donated $500. Thank you. That becomes $1,000 what I'm matching. Lisa Mulhall, $250 becomes $500, and so many more just coming in. Thank you. Keep going. Keep giving. Every dollar will be matched. Our auction closes at 11:55. If you want to bid on any of the auction items, text the item number and the amount to 76278. And now I get to have some fun and talk about our first premier auction item. Friends, item number 201201 is a champagne brunch cruise for 8 people, 8 guests on an 86 Monte Carlo motor yacht named Never Say Never. We're going to have Admiral's Table, cater it with amazing food and drinks, a captain and a crew, up and down the Intercoastal, wherever you want to go, out of the marina in North Palm Beach. It's donated by Chris and Jill Gallagher, and this is an amazing item. The bid is up to $3,000. Lydia Tia is our high bidder at $3,000. You've got till 11:55 to win this item, 201. By the way, that $3,000 becomes $6,000 for the kids at Place of Hope. Friends, just keep going, keep bidding, keep giving, and thank you. Every dollar doubled. Now, please welcome back my friend, Charles Bender.
Hope, healed, and happy. The words from Teresa. Teresa and Trey are just amazing on our entire team at Villages of Hope. And Villages of Hope is transitional, affordable housing, but it's also so much more. It's dignity, it's stability, it's independence, and it's hope for so many young people. Villages of Hope is also about education. Those of you who are involved with us know that education is key for us getting these youth towards healthy independence. This month alone at Place of Hope, we have 14 graduating seniors in our care, many of whom will be going to Villages of Hope. That's an amazing number. What's really amazing is that that is 100% of the young people in our care who are eligible to graduate are graduating. What you may not know is that 50% of young people in foster care in America do not graduate from high school. We have a 100% rate this year, and we are so excited for them. This shatters those national statistics, as does the fact that many of them will be going off to college and post-secondary, and even some trade schools. Less than 2% of kids in America who leave foster care will actually go away to college. And unfortunately, even less than that percentage of those young people will finish up and be successful. This is a critical program that you heard about and you'll hear more about, but we need your help to keep it going. So we thank you again for today. Another increasing need in our community that's been around forever is the need for traditional foster care homes in our community. You've heard about the campuses. You've heard about villages. But do you know that we have over 85 families that are throughout the region that are taking children into their own homes? We license them, we train them, and we support them. How did that all happen? How did it all start? Well, I can tell you that for many years, the state of Florida almost begged us to get started in this, and we just weren't ready, and we didn't have the resources. As God would have it again, he impacted the life of Josh Colcana and his wife, Kami. They were placed, in their home was placed a beautiful young baby girl, and it was a friend of a family. And why'd they take her in? They felt called to take her in, and nobody else would. So they did. What they came to find is that they were great parents. They knew how to handle that part. They didn't know how to navigate the system. So after banging their heads here and there and not getting their answers to their questions from the system many times over, Josh called me and said, hey, we know that you're in this space a little bit. We need some help. Would you help us? Our team immediately got behind them and started to help them get their answers to their questions. What we did not know is that was the birthing of our Homes of Hope program. And that was the birthing of us getting involved and licensing. And now, and for many years, Josh has been the director of that program, Homes of Hope for Place of Hope, which spans from northern Broward all the way up to Sebastian. And many of you are involved with that program with us. We thank you. We ask that you take a look at these exciting testimonies next.
Hi, Place of Hope families and moms. I'm thrilled to be here with you today. Thank you so much for having me. Place of Hope has a very special place in our hearts and in our home. A short 2.5 years ago, my husband and I entered into the journey of foster care certification. My husband likes to blame me, but technically he knew Jenny and Travis first, so basically it's their fault. 6 months later, we were certified, and 2 weeks into certification, our first placement came. Nathan and Marcus, two brothers that had been separated for approximately 2 years. The older struggled with anger management and self-control, while the younger one struggled with like social engagement, interaction, and speech. And when I say speech, there was some big concerns because this 3-year-old was nonverbal. So They were in need of a forever home, and they simply just wanted to be loved, and they wanted to be together. Things progressed really fast to include the boys' progress. We were able to wean Nathan off of his 2 medications, and Marcus is now 6. He just celebrated his 6th birthday, and he is talking nonstop. So it is just nothing short of a miracle of what God has done. And a lot of that healing and progress, I believe, came from the 2 of them being reunited. So it was a really special thing to be a part of and to witness. Already with a very large family, my husband and I knew immediately that the boys were a gift from God. God had decided a long time ago that Nathan and Marcus needed a forever home, and that my husband and I were meant to be their parents. So without hesitation, we moved forward, and the adoption from the time they were placed with us happened within 6 months. And I just got to give a shout out to Lily Totten, our case manager. I just love her to pieces. She just walked us through the entire process, and there is no way that we could have accomplished these things without her. So love you, and I hope you're doing well, Lily. We added Nathan and Marcus to our forever family, which made a total of 12 people in our home. We had already had 8 kids between Will and I, so Nathan and Marcus made 10. And so now we're the big dozen, and we love it. It's a lot of work, but it all felt so natural that I honestly do not remember life before Nathan and Marcus, and we can't imagine our future without them. Life is crazy, especially now. We're homeschooling and just trying to get through this quarantine process, but we know God is in control and He has a plan. And at the end of the day, to still have them just together, and when I get to tuck them in at night and they call me mommy and they tell me they love me, and it's just such an intimate time. Nothing could take that away from me. Nothing could fulfill that type of unconditional love and just acceptance that comes from these 2 little ones, and they're just such a blessing, and we wouldn't change a thing. So again, you guys have a great evening, and I just want to thank you again for inviting me into this and wanting to hear a little bit about our special story and the forever home that God created for us. So we just thank you. Thank you, Place of Hope, and hope you guys have a great night. Stay safe.
Hey, I'm Chris Norton. Thanks for joining in this morning. I'm excited to share my family's foster care journey. My wife, Emily, and I got into foster care in a pretty unorthodox way. We're in our apartment, enjoying life, pretty peaceful, when all of a sudden we received a phone call that changed our lives forever. And it came from Whitley. Whitley was 17 years old at the time, and Emily had been a mentor of hers for many years and stayed in touch, and we were very close together. Well, through the sobs on the phone, Whitley asked, "Will you be my foster parents? No one wants me." So Emily and I talked about every reason why this wouldn't work. One, we're 6 and 7 years older than her. She has a history of behavioral issues. We would be her 18th placement. It just wouldn't work with my physical limitations. But then Emily asked an important question of, what would happen to Whitley if we said no and did nothing? And that question changed everything for us. And we knew we had to say yes. So we took Whitley in, and our goal was to get her to graduate high school And we had lots of ups and downs, but we also had some fun moments, like when I go pick her up from school when she was sick. I got into the nurse's office and said, I'm here to pick up Whitley. She looks at me all funny. Students aren't allowed to check another student out of school. And then Whitley chimes in, no, that's my dad. And the whole entire office heads turn as to stare at me. But through it all, we got her to graduate. She got her diploma. And afterwards, she moved out back home to her sister's place. But we opened our home for more kids. And over the last 3 years, we've had 18 foster placements. We've had 7 kids at one time. And we're hooked. We love it. Seeing the transformations of these kids, where they just need a home, a place to feel loved, safe, and special. And again, we always ask ourselves, what would happen if we said no? If we don't do this, then who will? And over the years, we've adopted 5 girls. And I know we're not done there. Right now, we're fostering a little boy that we just love and adore. And through it all, a lot of people ask us, what happens when they have to go? You have to say goodbye. I just don't know if I can handle that heartache. And we remind ourselves that we'd rather have our adult heart hurt than for a child not to feel loved and special. So I don't know your situation, but just please do whatever you can to help a child in need. Thank you for letting me talk.
It's impossible to watch that and not be inspired when he says, what would have happened if we said no? That family, those 5 girls, that mother and that father, homes of hope. That's what it's about, ladies and gentlemen. Foster, adoption, success stories, and because of you. Thank you. The Nortons, the Armsteads, Josh and Kami, Rachel and Jody, so many families out there, yet so many more needed. This particular mission, friends, and I hope you all are logged in. Hope you're watching on YouTube Live or Facebook Live. You can bid on your computer or bid on your mobile device, www.brunchforhope.givesmart.com, or text any amount, the word give, to 76278. Every dollar helps. I have the lucky position of watching these numbers roll, and it's pretty amazing. Jennifer Houston, $500 becomes $1,000 with our match. Lisa Mulhall, $200, thank you, becomes $400. Laura Frione, $1,000 becomes $2,000 with our match. Thank you. Remember, every single dollar, every bid. Denise Simpson, $1,000 becomes $2,000. Every dollar gets doubled. Help us fund our Homes for Hope program. Like the Norton family and the families you saw, hundreds of children are removed from their homes every day. Siblings groups separated, and we can make a difference. Friends, you can help fund family experiences, wraparound care, recruitment, training, and licensing for new families. Like Chris said, we can't all do everything, but we can all do something. $1,000, $500, $250, $50, or $100. Giving a gift at any level, you can help provide high-quality, comprehensive services, healing, stability, and hope. Once again, thank you. Every dollar doubled, and every dollar goes to help these families and give them a future. Thank you. Let's talk about one more of our premier auction items. Item number 202 in the premier auction, Cruise on the Fly. Our friend Scott Grody of Scott Grody Travel. Scott Grody works with the celebrities, millionaires, billionaires. He arranges travel arrangements for them all over the world. When this is over, and it will be over soon, we're all going to go see the world. And we're going to do it with Scott Grody. Scott Grody is going to provide his Cruise on the Fly package. These are short notice cruises, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks away. Every week, he's going to send you an email of upcoming cruises. They're all in the balcony concierge or aqua class or above. They're all amazing destinations. Some as close as the Caribbean, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Some as exotic as Asia and Alaska. Last year, Trish and I went to Alaska on one of these. We had a balcony and saw the glaciers from about that close. It was incredible. Some of these cruises were $3, $4, $5, $6, $8, and $10,000. You keep getting them sent to you until you pick one that works for you. Whatever you bid will be doubled for Place of Hope. It's item number 202. You text the item number and the amount to 76278. And by the way, I'm watching this bidding wars going on. Our champagne brunch cruise, item number 201, is up to $4,500. We're at $4,500. Item number 201, the champagne brunch cruise, 4-8 with Aberyl's Table, food, and more. Friends, the auction closes at 11:55, 20 minutes from now. Get your bids in. Please welcome back our founding CEO, my friend, Charles Bender.
Wow. What powerful life-changing stories from our foster families. Real lives changed for eternity. We want to give a shout out and thank all of our Place of Hope foster families, all from the Treasure Coast down into Palm Beach County. You are our true heroes, and we thank you, all of our cottage parents as well. Another tremendous need being met in our community by Place of Hope is the provision of high-quality residential care and parenting training for pregnant and parenting youth. They need, all of them, structure, family, guidance, and hope. But thanks to the leadership and generosity of Sherry Martin, one of my board members, we have Joanne's Cottage for pregnant teenagers in the north part of the county, serving children countywide. And thanks also to the leadership and generosity of Leanne Rinker, we have our parenting cottage in the South County on our Rinker campus. I truly believe, as Pastor Tom has always told me, we believe that these programs specifically are very close to the heart of God. So check out these powerful testimonies.
Growing up, one of the most important values my mom instilled in both my brother and myself was the importance of service to others. I remember, growing up, some of my most poignant memories were volunteering in soup kitchens. We always did the angel tree at our church. I remember being in college, coming home with my husband, who was then my boyfriend, and my mom showed us a video of an organization that she and my stepdad might want to become involved in, and that was Place of Hope. From then on, we've always been involved. My mom's always been involved, and because of her relationship with Place of Hope, we learned so much about foster care and the importance of stepping up and being foster parents. And if it weren't for that relationship, I don't know if we would be where we are today. I remember when my mom started talking about the possibility of building what is now Joanne's Cottage. And she was so excited because it was so important what had happened in her own mother's life, my grandmother's life. Joanne is that she was adopted by a relative when she was just a child. And so that was sort of an important part of our family history and a part of Place of Hope. And what better way than to give a place for these moms, a chance to get on their feet, learn how to be a mom. I'm really grateful for what it's done in those women's lives and those children's lives. I think it's changed them so much for the better.
Hello. I am very grateful to be here with you today, and it's primarily because I want to talk to you for a few minutes about something that is very dear to my heart, and that is the topic of mothers. And specifically, I want to talk a little bit about the Place of Hope program for mothers of young children or babies that we work with there. I am a mother, and I'm a mother of 4 children and have 14 grandchildren, and I learned early on that it's an awesome responsibility, but it is also a great opportunity. The mother in a child's life is the most important person. She's the primary caregiver. She has the greatest influence. And if she nurtures and loves and responds to that child's needs, then she has a good chance that her child is going to develop very healthy, very socially adaptable, and emotionally strong. So her influence is of paramount importance. At Place of Hope, the program we have working with young mothers, we teach them all of these skills and attitudes. At Place of Hope, we are working with mothers continually on this. And our program is really one of change. It is changing lives, both the mother and the child, from perhaps a very negative past, an abusive past, to one of the future that is full of hope and full of promise for these new children. So in closing, I just would like to say to all you mothers out there, happy days and God's blessings. Thank you.
Dr. Rinker, Sherry Martin, what incredible examples of giving back and paying it forward. What a legacy to Joanne. What a legacy to the Rinker family, their children, their grandchildren. I'm not standing 1,000 feet away from the parenting cottage. I've seen the moms, I've seen the babies, I've seen the moms-to-be, and the differences in the lives of those people and the future generations that are changed because of Place of Hope, because of you, because of days like today, where we're maybe doing things a little differently because we have to care for those babies and those moms to be. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your opportunity to help us fund Joanne's Cottage, the Rinker Parenting Cottage. And again, you can do it on your phone, you can do it on your computer, you can text, give in any amount. $500. Catherine Combs just came in. Kathleen Frazier, $1,000 just came in. Each of those are doubled. That $1,000 becomes $2,000. Friends, you're funding independent living services, parenting classes, access to quality medical care for the moms, ensuring safety and well-being of the mothers and the mothers-to-be at Joanne's Cottage, and offering consistent residential care, supervision, healthily influences to meet each girl's physical, emotional, social, spiritual, and educational needs. Friends, you're all part of this, whether it's $50, $100, $250, $500, or $1,000. It all gets doubled. And once again, thank you. Now I get the opportunity to talk a little bit about some of these premier auction items, and I'm having fun here watching the Champagne Brunch Cruise. We've got a bidding war between Letty Attia and Kelly Fleming. It's up to $5,000, and it's been creeping up along all morning. Anybody else feel free to jump in. We've got, it's 11:41. We've got till 11:55 to bid. 13 more minutes, so get your bids in. We've got that Scott Grody Cruise on a Fly number 202. Don't miss that. We often sell it in a live room for $8,000 and $9,000 and $10,000. Now I get to speak about Fish for Hope, item number 203, a full day on a fully chartered 60-foot biking fishing boat with captain and a crew. Guys, no blackout dates apply. This is for 6 guests. It's Fish for Hope. Our high bid now is $2,000 at Rob Gluckman, but that $2,000 becomes $4,000 for the kids at Place of Hope. So get your bids in. Item number 203. Just text 203 and your bid to 76278. Thank you. That's donated by Ken and Lynn Hamill. We appreciate it so much. Every dollar raised goes for the kids at Place of Hope. And now, item number 204. This is my favorite. It's everybody's favorite. The winner of this will underwrite a winter wonderland party for all the kids at Place of Hope. All the kids, every campus, the families and kids of the foster homes and Homes of Hope, maybe the kids at Villages of Hope. We'll get them all there. We're going to have dinner. We're going to have a movie on a giant screen by Nikki Pepper. We're going to have desserts and games and entertainment and so much more. And if you're the high bidder, number 204, you're underwriting that party. Not only that, whatever you bid will be matched by our fund. So but Gary Peters, $3,000 doubled to $6,000. Gary's been a friend of Place of Hope since day one. We love you, Gary. Thank you. $3,000. Friends, once again, that's item 204, the party for all the kids at Place of Hope. We call it the Winter Wonderland, and thank you. Friends, keep bidding and keep going. We got about 10, 12 minutes left. I'd like to turn this over now to a good friend of ours, a good friend of Place of Hope, a great friend of this community. Please welcome our state attorney, Dave Ehrenberg.
Good morning. I'm State Attorney Dave Ehrenberg, and I am honored to be part of this historic virtual fundraising event for Place of Hope in support of the Emergency Response Matching Fund. Kudos to Charles Bender and his amazing team in putting this together, and thank you to everyone who have made Place of Hope the gem of our community that it is. When it comes to fighting crime and protecting victims, we at the State Attorney's Office cannot do it alone. We need the support of Place of Hope. Because when we get involved in a case, it's usually after a crime has occurred. But it's much easier, it's much more cost effective, and it's just overall much better to prevent a crime from occurring than to pick up the pieces afterwards. Place of Hope is there for our families, to keep them together, to protect foster children, to give people a hand up when it comes to those battling homelessness, and to be a leader in the fight against the scourge of human trafficking. Currently, during this pandemic, we've actually had a drop in crime. People are locked down, and so we've seen a reduction in crime. But when it comes to domestic violence, there has been an uptick. And so we've seen more domestic violence cases of late. Human traffickers target victims of domestic violence because they are a particularly vulnerable population. And that's where Place of Hope comes in. Place of Hope educates the community about how to identify human trafficking. They help victims, give them the telltale signs to help them avoid being victims of human trafficking. They are there to provide recovery housing for people who become victims of human trafficking. We can't do that at the state attorney's office. Law enforcement can't do that. We depend on Place of Hope for that. And that's why your contributions really go a long way, because it's returned to the community many times over. And so I want to thank you. Thank you for helping an organization that is a leader in the fight against so many crimes, so many things that hurt our community. And that's why we need your help, because with your help, Palm Beach County will continue to be the safest it could possibly be, and Place of Hope will continue to be the leader that it is. Thank you for being part of this historic effort.
We're always on the streets trying to find places to stay.
It was a new school every month, a new DCF in and out of my life. I was exposed to drugs. I was exposed to random people coming in and out of my house.
I came from a rough past. My birth mother did it. Almost everybody in my family did it.
I couldn't focus on school anymore. I wasn't eating healthy. I wasn't eating at all, in fact.
If I didn't get my sisters out of that situation, I would have done something that would have been criminal.
I was lost. I didn't know what was right and what was wrong. I didn't even know that I was living the life I was living until I look back now.
During those years, I grew angrier because I'm watching everybody else, mom, come to their spelling bees, and here I am, I'm spelling bee champion, and then they tell us to look out into a crowd and smile for the picture, and then there's no mom there to welcome you or congratulate you. There's nobody there to witness your biggest moments.
You live a life like that, it's just, you feel like your mind is trying to mature to adapt to that kind of life. It's like a survival life, and you just think that you're a lot older than you are, so you try to do things on your own and try to just trust yourself really and not really trust anybody else.
I thought I was too good for foster care. I thought, it wasn't for me, it was for other kids who were bad or whatever, but that all changed.
Oh, I was so scared. I didn't know what it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be a really, really tall building with all white walls, cement, with steel beds lined up against the walls, and I was surprised at what I saw when I got here. I didn't see that.
When I first came to Place of Hope, I came angry, I came bitter. I came carrying a lot of stuff, like a lot of hate. No matter what I did, what I said, what harmful words or hatred that came out of my mouth towards the staff at Place of Hope, it was never returned.
Place of Hope means the world to me. They gave me a second option. They gave me the vision outside the box.
Seeing the other kids' parents cares just as much as Place of Hope did. I mean, someone picked me up from practice every single day.
When you walk through the door of Place of Hope, there's hello, there's hugs. They did so much for me and taught me so much, and when it comes to me being loving and driven and creative, they pushed me to do that.
Living here helped me get over this judgmental mind that I had, and I really thank God for this.
My circumstances may have defined, oh, there's a kid, he's a really good kid and he's being thrown into this situation. Let's help him out. I would appreciate the help, but I don't want to be looked as the homeless kid. I don't want to be looked at as that kind of person. I want to be somebody who's seen as, that guy was homeless, but look at him now.
Place of Hope really changed who I am and the road that I was going down. They built me up. It showed me a different path, and they never gave up on me. It eventually made me want what they had. And so I started doing what they were doing. I started serving, I started helping people, I started volunteering, and it really is amazing.
Place of Hope is not only an organization. I don't look at it as an organization. I look at Place of Hope as a family. Coming back to Place of Hope and being sort of that father figure, being that mentor, to me, I'm blessed to even be something like that.
Wow. You couldn't have 3 words that say it all like we do. Place of Hope. A safe, warm, loving, caring, giving, kind, wonderful environment. I wish I had an hour to tell you the stories behind the young people you just saw. They're all success stories. They're all superstars. They're all amazing. Friends, today we heard a lot. We saw a lot about Place of Hope and all the various programs, things going on. We learned about family-style foster care in the cottages with house moms and house dads, with vacations and family dinners, a place where kids could call home that may never have had a home. We learned about villages of hope, where aged-out youth can have a future, can believe in a future, and can see a future because of Place of Hope and Villages of Hope. We learn of Homes of Hope, where Place of Hope and their staff and team support these foster families on the road to becoming forever families and giving and sharing the love with these kids. And we learned about Joanne's Cottage and the Rinker Parenting Cottage, the moms and the young moms, the moms-to-be and the beautiful babies who are given a chance at a life, who are given a chance at the dream and a chance of a future, and it's because of you. So thank you all. Once again, if you want to give any amount, you can do it on your computer. You can do it on your phone. You can do it from the website. You can text give and the amount to 76278, or you could do it monthly or one lump sum. So thank you. We're having a pretty fun time here watching this bidding war going on. My computer just said because of the bidding war, it's going to extend the auction 5 minutes. So the auction is actually going to close at 12 o'clock. There's so much action going on, the computer extended at 5 minutes. It will close at 12 o'clock. Item 201, that Champagne Brunch Cruise. High bidder so far, Kelly Fleming. It's going back and forth, back and forth. It's at $5,250 to be doubled. That's over $10,000 for the kids at Place of Hope. The cruise on the fly. Friends, it could be this year, next year, or the following year. When you're ready, you go. And this opportunity, you won't be sorry. I don't think we've ever sold a cruise on the fly for less than $5,000. People have come back and thanked me and thanked Scott and thanked Scott Grody Travel. Cruises are going to be better and safer and more luxurious than ever. This is an opportunity to put a cruise in the bank for when you're ready. Fish for Hope, ladies and gentlemen. Fish for Hope. $2,500. Beth Garcia is in the lead. Now's your chance. And the party for the kids at Place of Hope. Friends, the party for the kids at Place of Hope. Get your bids on those now. Friends, $10,000. $10,000 provides residential family-style living for a child for a year. $10,000. If you give $10,000, it becomes $20,000. You're supporting the lives of 2 kids for an entire year. $5,000, just to give you an idea of where your money goes. In Charity Navigator's #1 child services in the state of Florida, 4 years in a row, 5 years in a row, $5,000 provides professional case management and comprehensive wraparound services for children and youth in care at Place of Hope. $2,500 becomes $5,000 with the match. $2,500 provides recruitment, training, and licensing for a foster family. $1,000 provides affordable transitional housing for aged out or homeless youth. $1,000 becomes $2,000. $500, friends, $500, which becomes $1,000 with the match, provides education and enrichment opportunities for our children and our youth. And $250 provides healthy family experiences, birthday parties, celebrations, so these young people can have a life and a future and something to believe in, thanks to you and your donations. Keep them coming. I'm watching them coming on the screen. I'm watching the bidding going up on everything. What a great time. We've only got 6 minutes left, So get that in. I've got a fun announcement to make. Joy Miltonberger won our wine tasting at home and charcuterie board. She won the raffle. Thank you, Joy, for participating in everything. Joy and I go back 15 years to when she hosted the bash or chaired the bash my first year at Place of Hope. Friends, that party, that winter wonderland party, item number 204 for the kids at Place of Hope, that might be one of the most rewarding things you've ever done in your life. When you see all the Place of Hope kids, all the foster families, all the villages kids and the homes kids and families enjoying that party, and whatever you bid will be doubled. Again, $1,050 bid now. Let's see the next one. Thank you for all you're doing. Thank you for all you've done. You've got 5 minutes left to bid on these items, and thank you. Now please turn your attention to Donna Mullins.
Happy Mother's Day, all you mamas out there. What a privilege it is for me and an honor to just thank you for all that you're doing and all that the love that you are showing the children. You're loving them with the love of Christ. As he has loved you, you are loving them so unconditionally. And it's the way you teach them. Teaching them the Word of God lays a great foundation for them to have godly character, to grow in the ways of the way he would have them to grow. And so I thank you for that. And as they're growing in the Lord, they're finding their identity in Christ, which will be their purpose in life, to know who they are in Christ. So I honor you, I thank you, and know that you are loved and blessed and prayed for.
Miss Donna, thank you. Thank you for stepping up and responding to God's calling all those years ago. I want to also thank my board of directors, our staff, Neil and RJ, and each of you who make Team Place of Hope so special. That's each of you even watching today. Thank you all who have established and given generously to our emergency matching fund as well. That has been a lifesaver for us. These are truly challenging times, but I've seen generosity always thrives. We are wrapping up for today now. However, you can continue to give, certainly, and our Bid from the Heart will stay open for a couple more days as well. And of course, you can always pass that give at placeofhope.com. Again, take out your phones again, and even after this, share this. This will be up on our YouTube page. Share it with all of your friends and colleagues so that they can get involved as well. We thank you again. We love you. We appreciate each of you. And you are impacting real lives right here in our community for eternity. Check out this cute little video of thanks we have for you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again. Thank you to all of you who've given. And again, thank you to all our donors, our sponsors. Our Champagne Brunch Cruise, the winner at $5,500. Letty Atia, thank you. Item number 201. Our Fish for Hope. Our Fish for Hope number 203, $2,500. Beth Garcia Svopa. And Party for All the Kids at Place of Hope. Leanne Rinker does so much. Thank you. I know she's going to put a big smile on everybody's face. $1,050. Thank you. Cruise on a Fly. Trish Bender's going on a cruise. And thanks to our generous donor, we've just got a second Champagne Brunch Cruise at $5,500. Kelly Fleming. That's $11,000 doubled. That's $22,000. At $22,000 for Place of Hope. Thank you. The numbers are still coming in. The dollars are still coming in. Like Charles said, we're going to keep the Bid from the Heart open for a couple of days. Thank you all. We greatly appreciate all you've done. It's 11:59. It's been an incredible hour. Share this with your friends. Let them know about the family-style foster care. Let them know about villages. Let them know about homes. Let them know the work that's going on here. And thank you for all you do.